Should the Chicago Bears be interested in trading for Colts running back Jonathan Taylor? We're going to explore that later in the show, and I will give you my answer to that question. Welcome into Bears Now by Chat Sports. I'm Harrison Graham. About to head into the office, but some news dropped this morning. Wanted to get a video out as fast as possible as Ryan Poles has made a pair of roster moves by signing tight end Jared Pinkney and also releasing wide receiver Thyrick Pitts. We'll talk about Pitts in a second. Let's talk about the addition first, as the Bears have added a tight end. Now, I've been saying for weeks, if not months, that I think Chicago needs a clearer answer at that number 3 tight end spot behind Cole Kmet and, of course, Robert Tonyan. You've got Jake Tonjes, Steven Carlson, Chase Allen, but I don't know if I feel great about any of those options as the number 3 tight end. To be clear, I don't think Jared Pinkney is going to be that answer. Maybe it is. It's competition if nothing else, but if you look at his NFL career, 2021 UDFA, he's played in 6 games in 2 years, has 0 catches, mostly on special teams, it looks like. Had a tackle last year, but he has not done much of anything in the National Football League. So this is a camp body. This is competition. Maybe one of these guys emerges, and the more bullets you throw in the tight end room, maybe one of them proves to Poles and this coaching staff that they can be that 3rd tight end. But I'm still not sure this is actually the answer for that. Again, maybe it could be. We'll have to wait and see. More background on Pinkney here in a second as we explore his avenue to the NFL. But hit that subscribe button. Listen, I could have waited a couple of hours, gotten this news out here in a little while, but I thought, you know what? I'm going to discuss this signing first, explore Jonathan Taylor, then later today we'll have news and notes from training camp practice. So trying to get out multiple videos per day here on the channel. If you're a fan of that, if you're a fan of the Chicago Bears and want daily coverage of this football team, subscribe today. We've got you covered here on Bears Now. You look at Pinkney's college career, and he played at Vanderbilt. Pretty good college 4 years in Nashville. He had 774 yards and 7 touchdowns his junior year. He had 233 yards, 2 touchdowns his senior year, so you kind of wonder why that is. He played in just 8 games that year compared to 13 the year before, but his volume certainly decreased. But over a 4-year career, 1,560 yards, 14 touchdowns. He's got a big frame. He's about 6'4", 255. So intriguing size and athleticism, but it just hasn't translated much to the NFL, which is why I'm a bit skeptical on if this is more than just a camp body. Obviously, we'll see in the preseason games if he can show something to this coaching staff. But you see teams do this a lot. They shuffle, between roster spots 80 and 90 during training camp, try to figure out if they can find a diamond in the rough or not. We'll see if Jared Pinkney can be just that. Be honest with me. Have you heard of Jared Pinkney before this video? Type Y for yes, type N for no. Let me know in the comment section down below. Real quickly, we'll talk about Thyrick Pitts, who got waived to make room for Pinkney, UDFA out of Delaware. Again, right, like into the roster type of guy. The Bears have had good competition at wide receiver in training camp so far. I mean, Aaron Cruikshank, another UDFA, has looked pretty damn good. I'm not saying Cruikshank's going to make the roster, but he was ahead of Thyrick Pitts. You obviously already got 6 or 7 other receivers who legitimately have a chance to make the roster who are ahead as well. So he was down there, wide receiver 10, wide receiver 11. You have Darius Fountain who's ahead of him. It just, he was not going to make this team anyway. So no surprise to see Pitts be the player waived, as the Bears have a lot of receivers toward the bottom of that roster, which it's a nice thing to say, right? Like, you actually feel good about this wide receiver room for the first time in quite a while. So he hits the door. Hopefully he gets another opportunity with another team during the preseason. Best of luck to Thyrick Pitts. Okay, let's shift gears to Jonathan Taylor here, and I kind of want to just talk about the craziness of what's going on. So Jonathan Taylor, who led the NFL in rushing 2 seasons ago, in 2021 with over 1,800 yards. Also had 40 catches that year as well, 18 touchdowns that season. Really just a phenomenal season for Indianapolis. Last year, missed 6 games, but still had 861 and 4 rushing touchdowns. Colts are obviously a bad team. But the point being, this is one of the premier running backs in this league, and we all know what's going on with running backs right now. They're not getting paid. Saquon couldn't get a deal, at least a long-term deal. Josh Jacobs is still stuck on the franchise tag. So Jonathan Taylor has kind of been vocal about it. And Jim Irsay, the Colts owner, has just gone YOLO mode, basically, and just said, F it, we don't care. Why would we pay you? It's the CBA, this and that. And I guess last night or yesterday, Taylor and Irsay met before or after a training camp practice. And whatever happened in there, that led to Jonathan Taylor requesting a trade, apparently. So things are not going well. After that, the Colts, apparently, according to The Athletic, I believe, or ESPN, who had this report, said they might place Taylor on the NFI list for the season, citing a back injury that happened before training camp away from the league. And if they can prove this injury happened outside of football activity, Taylor's contract was simply pushed back a year. He wouldn't get paid this year. He took to Twitter, said there's no back injury, that's made up. Get better sources. So it's getting ugly in Indianapolis. It's kind of a rough draft of what's going on. There's a lot more detail, of course, but this isn't a Colts show. This is a Bears show. The reason I mention it all is I was just curious what Bears fans thought. Like, are you interested at all in Jonathan Taylor? Let me know if you are. If you want Jonathan Taylor, type 1. If you don't, type 2 for no. My answer, probably not. I think I tweeted out, Bears fans, interested or not, I'm slightly intrigued, something along that. And I am slightly intrigued because, let's be clear, Jonathan Taylor would be the best running back on this roster. Like, let's not get it twisted. I love Khalil Herbert. I like Roschon Johnson, Deontay Foreman. But Taylor, in 3 seasons, has 3,800 rushing yards and 33 touchdowns. Like, he is a premier back. Now, with the way the position is going, do you trade a real draft asset for that, second, third round pick, and commit to paying him? That seems unlikely. He's only 24. He's been in the league 3 years. He's still only 24, though. But he also has 756 carries already and over 100 catches in his career. We're approaching 1,000 touches. He'll cross that after this season. So it's a real question, right? I would probably stick away. In fact, 98% stick away. If his price plummeted and he just refused to play for the Colts and the Colts are like, screw it, we're just going to get rid of him, and you could get him for like a 4th, I might feel differently, because then maybe you don't commit to paying him, right? Maybe you just play this year out, franchise tag him for a year, and get 2 good years out of him for a 4th round pick. It's not bad value, for being completely honest. Now, again, that's only in the scenario where his price plummets. It's so nasty in Indy that they have no choice but to trade him, and they can't get full value. So again, that's 2-3% chance. I don't think that's going to happen. But at the same time, how many suitors out there are going to be willing to trade a day 2 pick plus commit to paying him long term? I don't think that list of teams is going to be very long. I mean, a couple of teams that come to mind, I think a lot of the AFC East teams have been jockeying for Dalvin Cook. Maybe they get interested in Jonathan Taylor. Jets, Bills, Patriots could all be interested. I wonder if the Chargers could do it, because Austin Eckler isn't super happy there. What if they sent Eckler and a 3rd back to Indy for Jonathan Taylor to upgrade there? They're trying to take the next step, but I just think the Bears, they're good with what they have. Again, Taylor would be the best back on this team. I don't think anybody is disputing that. But at the same time, I just don't think Ryan Poles is in the business of trading even middle-round draft picks for a running back entering his 4th season, in which after this season you would either have to tag or pay him. So I just think that's where the Bears are at. It's intriguing because him running in this system, I think, could be fun. Him next to Justin Fields could be solid as well. But at the end of the day, I do not think the Bears will be interested in the 2021 All-Pro running back. I am fascinated to see where he does play. In fact, go ahead and chime in. Where do you think Taylor plays next season? Do you think it's still the Colts, or do you think it's somewhere else? If you have a prediction down below, go ahead and drop a team name. All right, guys, I'm Harrison Graham. Appreciate you for indulging me this morning. Again, the Bears sign at tight end Jared Pinkney. They release wide receiver Thyrick Pitts. So best of luck to him. And the Bears are back on the practice field here in a little while, 10 o'clock Central Time. So after practice, after today's press conferences and stuff, we'll be back with another video recapping everything that happened today. So be on the lookout for that. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a video.